Okay, so I know it's been a long week and we're probably feeling the weight of it. So to start today off, I'm going to start with a fun activity. I call it the sit-up activity. So so we're going to stand up. So that's what I don't know if you can see me. Okay, so we're going to stand up wherever we are, shake things up. It's called I don't know if you can follow along with me. It's called the macaroni dance, Macarena dance. So let me see in the chat session if you're ready. Okay. Okay, so let's go. So you start with, so just follow along with me. 1 Maca 2 Maca 3 Macarena, 4 Maca 5 Maca 5 6 Macarena, 7 Maca 8 Maca 9 Macarena. Hey Macarena, hey. So okay, so I hope we're all pumped up. So next, okay, so you've met us. Let me take you through today's agenda. Today's agenda, we're gonna have the welcome and introduction, which we just did. So welcome everyone. I'm Anita and Ontla we're co-hosting together. So I'm going to take you through how to engage. So we're going to do a quick check-in activity. Then after that, then we go ahead to do the fireside chat and with Esther. Then we're going to have the Q&A session, and then next steps, announcements, and the closing remarks. So how to engage. So let me just take you through the guidelines. So turn up the energy and engage us in the chat section. Let us know where you're joining from. Let us know if you're pumped up for the session. Let us know what you want to learn or take out of this session. Stay alert so you don't miss out on anything. Also, remember to drop your questions on the shared Slido link. So it's also pinned on the chat session. So drop your questions because we'll have a time to ask the questions and Esther will help us answer those questions. Then most importantly, listen, learn, engage, and have fun. So let's just make this an interesting session. So now we move on to the check-in prompt. So for the check-in prompt, I want you all to drop in the comment section, what is your favorite pet? So I'll go, I think mine would be a parrot. So a parrot being that growing up, I had a parrot growing up, and the parrot will always, if it's not in the cage, it's to follow me around, mimicking me all the time, repeating what I said, so it was almost like the camera we didn't have back then because it would give all the information. So Ontla, I don't know if you had a favorite pet growing up.
I do have a favorite pet. I like all sorts of animals. However, if I have to choose, I would definitely say a cat. I love how interesting cats are. I think they are very independent. And if I was to have a pet, I would actually choose a cat for how independent it is. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Let me see. Just a moment. Let me see. Sorry, just give me a moment. Okay, so Ontla, I don't know if you can help me read out like some of the comments on the chat session.
Yes, I see someone say a lion. I don't know how they are going to pick a lion, but if that's what it's with them, I guess we can accept that. Somebody else said a snake. I know that a lot of people prefer snakes, but I don't see myself having a pet snake, honestly. Mm-mm. That's not something I can do. But I see a lot of
Okay.
cats. I see a lot of
A
cats.
lot of
And
cats. Okay,
yes.
yeah, okay. That's trending these days, yeah. I know a lot of people that like cats. I'm more a cat person, I'm a dog person. So let's move on. So Ontla, over to you.
Okay. I think we have to get into what we are here for today. We have our guest, Esther NZEWKE. I hope I didn't butcher that, but she is a seasoned professional, recognized as a top-rated freelancer on Upwork with a strong background in being an administrative assistant. Over the past 3 years, she has demonstrated her expertise in business strategies and driving growth and delivering impactful results for diverse clients. She has also earned a reputation as a reliable and effective professional through her commitment to excellence. Um, Alongside being extraordinary as a professional, she's also a mother to a very smart and energetic kid. So I'm actually excited to find out how she is able to balance these two things. And I think her journey is really interesting. I think I'm excited to hear what she has to say. So I would like to give her a chance to actually uh, introduce herself and give us a little peek into who she is as a professional and someone as a mother. Yes. Okay, let's have a welcoming activity. Um, okay. If you have questions for our guests today, drop them on Slido. I believe that you will either be provided a link to Slido or it's already provided. So for our guest welcoming activity, let's drop some fire emojis to make our guests feel welcomed. I would like to see a lot of fire emojis so she can feel welcomed and appreciated. Yes, let's have a countdown. We're gonna have a countdown for her to join us. Let's have a countdown. Um, I see a lot of fire emojis. I believe that everyone is as excited as I am. Let's have a countdown in 3, 2, 1. Let's have Esther join us. Esther,
Hello, everyone.
welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I've had a good laugh looking at the charts and where people are talking about their pets. I saw someone say elephant, saw someone say snake and lion. Oh,
In
that's
the
so
zoo.
funny. Yeah, I wonder whether the pets live in the zoo or in their homes. Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. My name is NZEWKE Esther. You can call me Esther. And yeah, I'm a mom, a single one at that. And it's been a quite interesting journey becoming a virtual assistant. And from there, um, should I say, um, proceeding to core tech areas. So I've succeeded. I've made my mark in the virtual assistant space, and I've gone further to focus on data science. So yeah, that's me. That's me. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm certain our participants are excited to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
With that being said, I have some questions for you. And first thing first, I want to know like the essential tasks, the essential skills that you believe that every virtual assistant has to master in order to be top notch, in order to go up there and be top rated as you are. What are those skills that you would suggest are very important, and how would you suggest they go about mastering these skills or tasks?
Okay. Virtual assistant is actually a career path that is very broad. And believe me, any skill you need in the corporate world is also required as a virtual assistant. That it is called virtual assistant doesn't make it any simpler or any less. So, but I will hint on the key skills that helped me succeed and that I've seen others implement that help them grow in their journey as well. And the first one is communication, actually effective communication. You know, the way we throw around the word communication these days, you would think that it's very simple. Yeah, I can talk to people, I can speak, I can write, and therefore I communicate effectively. But it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that to your body language when you speak, when you talk to people, to most importantly, the way you listen. Because yeah, you can know how to write, know how to speak, but you don't know how to listen. And when you're not a good listener, a lot of things go past you and you might encounter some issues, especially in the virtual assistant space. You have to cultivate active listening skills. Don't listen just to respond. Listen to understand. Listening to respond is just like someone pouring water on a stone. The water doesn't go anywhere; it just spills away and then goes on the floor. But when you listen to understand, it's like bringing a foamy sponge and pouring water on it. The water soaks in, and you can decide to do whatever you want to do with the sponge. When you listen to people to understand, even if you have a response, you see that your response will be tailored to what they said to you, and you have the opportunity to also understand them, to derive insights from what they are saying, such that even when you're responding, you're either affirming what they have said, or you are contradicting what they have said with reasons. So as a virtual assistant, you need to cultivate active listening skills. You need to listen to your services, that you need to be able to listen to them, understand their areas of need, because if you don't listen, you may not be able to get all the vital information that you need to get. So you need to hone these skills. And also, active listening helps you when you're seeking for feedback. The act of asking for feedback is also very, very important. You just plan to ask for feedback in a routine manner. For instance, when you start working for a service user, you can decide that you want to ask them for feedback every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks. Then that is only how you will know whether you are doing well or you're not doing well. No matter how excellently well you think you're performing, always ask for feedback, because you might just be the only one seeing yourself in that way. Others might be seeing that you're not doing your work well. And no matter even how badly you think you are performing, still ask for feedback, because it could be worse, or it wouldn't be as bad as you're thinking that it is. So always ask for feedback. And when you ask for feedback, be that person that would also act on the feedback that you got. It's one thing to ask your services for feedback, or your clients for feedback, and then you go ahead and ignore the feedback, and they see that you ignore it. If you come back to ask for feedback again, they won't listen. They won't even if they tell you, they give you the feedback, they might not want to give you maybe a critical or constructive feedback, because they know that you act. So don't just make a thing. Try to sit down with yourself, um go through the feedback that you received, and find areas where you are not doing well, and also improve yourself.
Like some of the comments on
Areas where you are not doing well. Okay. The second skill I will talk about is management. As a virtual assistant, one of the main reasons that you're contracted is to manage time, because if everyone could manage everything that they want, do everything that they want, they won't need assistants, they won't need virtual assistants. So this is one of the main reasons you've been contracted, and you have to know how to manage your own time to help somebody to manage theirs. You cannot offer what you don't have. And tech has made it easier for us. We have so many time management tools. You can even use the alarm on your phone. You can use your to-do list. You can use your Google Calendar. All of these things to set reminders and keep yourself in check. So there are so many ways to manage your time. As you can see, try to organize yourself first. If you're not able to do that, it will be very difficult to do it. So be intentional about your to-do list. Some people, yeah, some of us, I know that it has happened to me over time before I was able to improve. You set out to do some tasks in a day. You outline your task, but then you find yourself lagging behind. That's where discipline comes into play, and also holding yourself accountable, and also setting attainable goals. You don't wake up in a day and say that, okay, I'm going to, maybe you, for instance, let me use reading. You tell yourself that I'm going to finish a whole book in a day, when you know that it's nearly impossible to do that. So set attainable goals, accept what you know you can do, and set out to achieve it. And when you don't, hold yourself accountable. Find out reasons why you were not able to manage your time properly, and work on improving it. Don't be in denial. Don't say, okay, it's impossible, I can't do it. Sit down, speak to yourself. This is one of, you know, I used to tell people that when you are able to tell yourself the truth, even if you are lying to every other person or pretending, always be able to tell yourself the truth. Know why things are not working for you, and also know the areas that you need to improve. All right. The next skill that is important for a virtual assistant, I would say, is being tech savvy. This one will keep you in the game. this one, with being tech savvy, you don't ever feel outdated or feel like you are not getting things right, because you are always above, you are always on top of your game, you are in charge. Every new tech that comes into play, every virtual assistant made easy app, you know about it, you learn about it. Be adaptable, be willing to learn more. Being tech savvy, your client might just wake up one day and change one of the platforms that they are using to work. Some people use Slack, some people use Monday.com, some people use Asana, some people use ClickUp. There are a host of project management apps out there. And your client might just wake up one day and say, I don't want to use this one again, I want to use this other one. And you now come up as, oh, I don't know how to use it. Okay, you don't know how to use it. What do you want to do? You want to quit the job? You have to be willing. For me, I don't believe in saying I can't. Even when I'm presented with new tasks or daunting tasks, things that seems too difficult to do, if no matter how urgent it is needed, I can say, I know I can do this thing. Just give me some time to look through it, to learn what I need to learn, and continue working on it. So yeah, being tech savvy is very, very important. Then being adaptable and having a problem-solving mindset. Okay, this is also very important. You have to be resourceful. Even when every other person has given up, there is a problem that needs to be solved. You don't just say, oh, I've tried, I can't do this thing. You have to go the extra mile. That is, for me, I believe that is something that makes you, brings you closer to people a lot. When people have in mind that no matter the problem they are facing, Esther is able to help. Esther can do this. Esther will try. Be that person. Be very, very resourceful. Don't always give up at the slightest problem and every other person says, oh, this thing looks impossible. Try. There's no impossibility in this life. Even the word impossible says, I am possible. So be that person that solves the problem. Be that person that when you are around, your clients feel relaxed, knowing that, someone is in charge. I don't have to bother about this. Yeah. So that's it. Those are the skills I believe every virtual assistant should have.
That makes a lot of sense, and I believe that it is very true. And these skills, you can apply them to like any other role that you have. It doesn't have to be VA.
Yeah.
It can be any type of job that you have. I know that you are in the tech industry, and
Yeah.
the tech industry is an ever-changing industry,
Definitely.
and it is changing like rapidly. How have you adapted to this, and what are your go-to methods for staying updated, and especially with the latest trends and tools that are forever changing as well? There's always a new version. There's always a new thing that is
Yeah.
happening. How do you adapt, and how do you stay updated?
The greatest way to become adaptable to anything is continuous learning. Just be open to learn, be able to learn on the fly. Just be open to learning. And ALX taught me this when I was taking the virtual assistant program. One of the core skills that you need to survive, not just in the virtual assistant field, but in life, in everything in life, is to have a growth mindset. To never believe that, oh, I arrive. And for me, the moment you are thinking that you have arrived, someone else is coming up with new technology, and very soon people will stop needing virtual assistants. And they usually say that AI would chase people away from their jobs. No, AI would take the jobs of people who don't know how to do their jobs and give it to people who know how to do their jobs. It is human beings that operate tech. It is human beings that give prompts to AI tools. It is human beings that handle AI tools. So if you are abreast with technology, if you continue to learn, AI will not take your job. Rather, you will take the job of people who do not know how to use AI. So you have to be able and willing to learn. Continuous learning can never be underestimated. I used to call myself an avid learner because I learned so much and I'm still learning. And I think the way I've conditioned myself, because I come from a totally non-tech background, you would imagine, I came from business education. That was what I studied in my undergraduate. And here I am doing my master's in mathematics, data science, core programming. So that is what continuous learning can do to you when you believe that you can learn anything. I believe that if I need to become a medical doctor today, I can go back to school and become a medical doctor because I can learn anything I want to learn. All I just need is to focus and, be determined to do it, and I will do it because everything I set my mind to do, I do it. So continuous learning is non-negotiable. We learn every day. It's not just when you get a book and you're reading. We learn every day. When you come in contact with any word you don't know the meaning, you can quickly use Google, you're learning. When you come in contact with a tool that your service user wants to use, or maybe there is a problem on ground and you don't know how to solve it, you quickly go online, search about how people have solved this problem or similar problems. Google will give you results. ChatGPT will give you results. If you utilize these things very well, you will see results and you will jump on it and get your problems solved. So be a lifelong learner. Embrace learning, and change will not be new to you. If you are a lifelong learner, if you imbibe continuous learning, you will never fear change, because you expect it. Even you'll be like, I've learned this thing, I know this thing, I need something new, I need something to refresh my memory, I need to learn something new. And that's how I feel every day. And that's why you see me, I keep on learning and learning. So how to adapt well is to be a continuous learner. Also, join a community, build a network. Nobody is an island, and a tree does not make a forest. And sometimes you just learn by meeting people and speaking to people that are in the same field as you. You find out that from talking to them, you get solutions to the problems you have, but whether it's by asking them or just by hanging out and talking about what has been going on in the field. So build a community. If you can't, join one. I believe ALX has a community as well. There is Circle and there are other avenues like WhatsApp groups. But also, don't limit yourself to that. Go on LinkedIn, meet people, and please, anyway, I'll still come to that. But join a network and join a community, meet people. Don't be on your own, waiting to learn everything by yourself. Association can, help you with that. Then I also want to talk about online courses. Yeah, don't sleep on online courses. These days, in fact, that is the reason we are here. ALX has provided that platform to, for everyone to gain skills online without you going to sit down in the classroom, pay school fees, go to school every day. Do not underestimate the power of online courses. I know some people that because they have gotten deep into it, they feel like, no, I know now. They'll just come and explain nothing. I need something core. But that's because you are now underestimating it. Like we call it see finish. You have seen it finish. You feel like there is nothing good that will come out of this. But there is always something good that will come out of it. Embrace online courses, webinars, as much as you can join, so long as you are not like sacrificing your time for something that is better. Just go through the courses that you find online and see the one that resonates with your skill area or the skills that you want to acquire, and also learn from them. They have valuable resources. Yeah, that's how I stay adaptable.
Very, very insightful. I know that we touched on being a mother. I know that we talked about that a little bit. It is quite interesting that you are a top-rated freelancer and being a very reputable professional. I would like to know, and I know that a lot of people in our audience would also like to know, how do you keep the balance? Being like a top-rated freelancer means that you have to put on, like you have to put in a lot of effort, time,
Yeah.
a lot of investment on that part. How do you balance work and personal life?
Starting out, it was tough. I won't even lie to you. It was tough. But with time, when you are able to set clear boundaries, it's very, very important. Because for me, I started working remotely, and you know how it is. You're at home and you have your family members around. Everything is just happening around you. It's sometimes it becomes overwhelming because you have to deal with work and deal with people around you. But at a point, I just had to call everybody and say, I am working and I want you to see me once it's 9 a.m. in the morning. Assume in your mind that I've gone to work. On no condition should anybody come to my workspace except it is life-threatening. This is my boundary. Just assume that I've gone to work. Don't call me. Don't invite me to eat. Just assume I am not here whenever I want. If I feel like I have breaks, when I'm on break, I can come out, have a little talk, and then get back to work. But You cannot do that without playing your own part. Like you know already, I'm a mother, so I have to wake up on time. I have to plan my day, wake up on time. If I have to make meals, I have to make them and dish them and make them easy to take. I have to do what I have to do at home. I must do it, because if you don't do it, you can't ask somebody, you can't ask your child not to disturb you when they are hungry. So you have to play your own part well. You have to do what you have to do. If you need to, have anything with anybody, your family member, any discussion or anything, if there's any responsibility you owe anybody at home, you have to fulfill it. You have to make out time to fulfill it before going to work. Because if you are working somewhere else that is not home, you would have still done those things and find a way to still make it to work. So I set clear boundaries between my work and my personal affairs. I have a dedicated workspace where nobody, you can't come there, you cannot come there except I beckon on you to come. So that's how I set my boundaries. I make sure to start where I'm supposed to start it and take my breaks as well to attend to my family. Yeah. And also prioritize self-care. Working remotely has this thing that it does to our mind. Like when I started, I was working lots and lots of hours because at first, the work was coming and I was enjoying it because I was working at home. It's different from going to work at 9 or 8 and then coming back by 5. You've left work entirely, but I'm home. So why can't I take it? So I took up more hours. At a point, you see that you're lagging, your brain will start to lag. So as much as for people who are doing remote work, as much as you feel like you are in your comfort zone and you're doing the work and you can take many hours, also prioritize self-care, because you are going to burn out. If you take too much, you will burn out and you may not notice, but the people you are working for would notice. Your first client will notice that your productivity has started dropping. Let's say you have 3 different clients. They will know. And some people will not even tell you. They will just, relieve you of your duties, tell you that they are done, that your job is done with them, that it's fine, you can go. So prioritize self-care, make out time to take a brief walk, 5 minutes, 10 minutes walk, and then come back to work. Eat, please eat and drink lots of water. Always have your water beside you. Don't joke with water. Always hydrate. Always water yourself. Always hydrate. So while you're juggling multiple tasks, prioritize yourself, because if you're not healthy enough, you can't work and you can't make the money that you want to make. Yeah. And also utilize automations. There are so many tech apps out there to help you automate your tasks. Just as much as possible, if you're a social media manager, create posts beforehand and automate them. The posts will go by themselves when it's time. You don't have to be on social media all the time. Even if you're going there, you're going to engage and see how your posts are doing. Try to automate the tasks that you do. And at some point, if you feel like you can, because for me, at some point, I felt like, I can get someone to also be my virtual assistant, as I am being a virtual assistant for another person, just someone that I can delegate my tasks to. Since I'm having multiple clients, if you can also find someone that you can delegate some tasks to. You can have someone, maybe your colleague, someone you took this course with that doesn't have a job. You can delegate some tasks to them. If your client allows it, if there is no non-disclosure agreement, because some people don't like you working on, multiple people working on their information, you can delegate. And what they want to know is that their problems are solved. You solve the problems and then you know how to settle your colleague and whoever you are delegating the tasks to. But pay important attention to disclosure of information. You don't disclose information anyhow just because you want to delegate tasks. Yep. So that's how I do it for myself.
Okay, I know that we are racing against time, but I feel like this last question, I have to ask it. I think
it's fine.
It is the most common question that a lot of people ask. It's for people who are just getting started. A lot of people, especially in our audience, are just getting started in this journey of being a VA. What would be your top 3 advice pieces like you would offer them for a beginner? Think like a beginner. Like, what would you say to an absolute beginner? They don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. What would you say to them?
Okay. First of all, I'll say start learning and never stop learning. Never, ever stop learning. The VA landscape is changing, constantly evolving. it's not what it was when I started now. I see when I go on LinkedIn, I see lots and lots of VAs. The market is competitive. As much as the market is huge, VAs are in demand, but it is very, very competitive. And you need to stand out, because imagine like having someone advertise for a space for a VA and 500 people or even 1,000 or 2,000 from LinkedIn applying. The market is competitive, so you need to stand out. And to do that, you have to never stop learning. The market is constantly evolving. You need to learn as much as you can. Go beyond what you've been taught in ALX. Learn as much as you can. Learn apps that make VA work easy. Learn from people who are already experienced. Ask questions about what to do. Ask questions about where to find jobs. Ask questions about anything. There is nothing like a stupid question. So long as, anyway, some people do ask funny questions that you can easily go to Google and type and get the answers. But apart from that, ask questions. Never stop asking questions. Never stop learning. So it's an important advice that you have to take for yourself. You can't say I did VA program with ALX last year and since then you haven't done anything. After I did my VA program with ALX, I still registered for a private VA class. Along the line, I got a VA job and I still did not stop learning. I still didn't stop learning. And the thing is, when you become a VA, it's, you can start by being a general virtual assistant if you don't know where to niche down at first. But it is very important that with time you niche down, because the competition is higher at the lower level where you're just doing basic tasks. So as you get into the field, as you start working, try to find your core area of interest and niche down. It's actually that niching down that took me to data science, because I see that I love working with data. So I said, okay, maybe I should pursue a career in data science, and that brought me to doing my master's in data science. So you as well can do the same thing. There is social media management, there is customer service, customer support, there's technical support. There is a whole lot you can do, but starting from VA is very okay. It's perfect. Then with time, you niche down, and to even do that successfully, you need to continue to learn. It is in learning that you find out your area of interest. During my own time, I started a project management course on Coursera. I started data analysis course with Google. Most of you know. I started a UI UX training on Google via Coursera. I did a lot of things, but as I continued to take those courses, I lost interest in some, and then I gained more interest in one, which is data. And then I continued, I forged ahead, and here am I today. So never ever stop learning. The second advice is build strong relationships. Build strong relationships. The thing with relationship is that the moment you need them is the worst time to start to build them. You have to start to build them on time so that when you need them, people will come through for you naturally. Because it's very artificial and mechanical for you to need something and then you approach someone you never know before and start to ask them for help. They might want to help you honestly, but they have planned their life maybe for a week or so. They have things on their to-do list. They might not be able to help you immediately. And I've seen some people feel bad when you reach out to someone and the person is not able to help you immediately. Start to feel bad. No, you don't feel bad. If you start to feel bad, that is entitlement. Okay. So you build relationships earlier on. And while you're building the relationships, present value, be a valuable person. Don't let your relationships be parasitic, like you're leeching on someone. They're always doing for you. Find something to do for them. It makes the relationship mutual, and it makes it easier for the person to help you. It makes it easier for the person to sacrifice their time for you, and you're not just taking, but you're also providing value to them. So build strong relationships. For people who prefer to reach out on LinkedIn, when you reach out on LinkedIn, you can start. For instance, you don't start selling yourself immediately. When I did the ALX VA program, at some point we had to send out forms to people asking for tasks and so on. That particular moment taught me a lesson, because there are some people I reached out to on LinkedIn. I've never ever reached out to them, but I started sending them the form links, but they never got back, and you can't hold it against them. You can't, because you didn't build any connections. Because at some point I started saying, okay, even if you don't have any task for me, you might know someone that has tasks for me. But how can they vouch for you to their own network if they don't know you? So, but when you have built that relationship, even if the person doesn't have work for you, they will be able to lead you to people who might have works for you. Just like this cohort that just ended, I had some friends that needed were sending out those forms. They sent to me. I didn't have tasks, but I had friends that had tasks back there in Nigeria, and I linked them up, and most of them had something to do. So build the relationship on time, not when you need it, before you need it, and let it be as much as possible. We know that yes, we want to sell our market, but as much as possible, make it look genuine. Don't make it too artificial that the person knows, okay, this person is coming for this. Make it look genuine, and yeah, you'll be good. So the last one is stay organized and adaptable. An unorganized virtual assistant, I don't know what to call you, because you, as a virtual assistant, you are called to organize another person's life. And like I said before, you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot. You have to organize yourself. You would think these things are simple until you start working. It might be simple to you when you're doing one job, but if you're getting more clients, like you have people vouching for you and you start to get more work, you see that it's not easy to even be a virtual assistant. You have to have your own life organized. You have to wake up knowing what you need to do in a day. You have to, sometimes your client may not even prep you for tasks. And if you don't ask, if you're not proactive, because as a VA, you're managing somebody's life. When they are not proactive, you are there. That's why they employed you, to help them stay proactive. So you have to ask them beforehand, like from today, what is there anything you'd like me to do for you tomorrow? Or that is for people who don't have routine tasks. Some people have everyday routine tasks. They already know what they are doing. But you can still ask if there is anything that they need you to do, and you make a mental note of it, or you note it somewhere. The next day you're doing it. Sometimes your clients will even come, like they will push you to the wall by giving you tasks that have like very short deadlines. Like, I need this in 2 hours, and it's something that you need to do within 5 hours. Okay, but when you are able to stay organized yourself and bring out the proactive you might avoid some of those scenarios, because you are helping them manage their life. Beforehand, they don't have much emergencies, and even when they have, it's just few. Yeah. So I want to give this last one. The last one is to stay resilient. I know I was asked for 3, but this is very important. And this is not just important in your VA life. This is in your VA career, I mean. This is very important in your life generally, in any career that you want to step into. You have to be resilient. People do trainings on virtual, and then they go out there to search for jobs, and after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, they don't find jobs, they give up. I don't want to start talking about how long it took myself to find my first job, or how long I've taken online courses to, find my feet and know that, okay, this is exactly where I want to go, and this is what I want to do, before things started falling into place. But just stay resilient. If you don't give up, your story will not end. But if you give up, then there is no, you are not expecting anything. So stay resilient. Do not say that it is finished for you. It is never finished. Some people that are on Upwork, they will tell you that Upwork is saturated, you can't find VA jobs. It's not true. Even when I joined Upwork, they told me the same thing, that Nigerians are there too much, that we are too many, you can't get VA jobs, you can't get this, you can't do that, you can't get this on this platform. But you can. You just need to carve a niche for yourself and sell yourself properly. Everybody there are not better than you. In fact, nobody there is better than you, except you believe that everybody's better than you. Nobody's better than you. So remember that every challenge that you face is an opportunity to grow. If you're not getting jobs, it's telling you that, okay, maybe I need to learn more skills. That's how I saw it during my own time. Maybe this skill is outdated. I need to learn more. Okay, this is what I need to do to grow, and I'm doing it. Every challenge that comes away is an opportunity to grow. Except, if you don't give up, the opportunity is out there for you to take. Difficulties will surely come, but believing in yourself is also very, very important. You have to believe in yourself. And when you don't believe in yourself, why would somebody else believe in you? It's just like betting on yourself. If somebody says, I want to bet on you, would you advise the person to bet on you? Like if someone says, okay, Esther, I want to bet on you that you're going to make a distinction in your master's degree, and you begin to do like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The person won't bet on you. But if you're like, yes, 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 please bring in the millions, bet, bring it on, I'm going to make a decision. The person is sure. So if you don't believe in yourself, nobody believes in you. you not having belief in yourself is telling everyone that, no, I am not worth it. Please take your market elsewhere. Take your jobs elsewhere. Don't give it to me. I can't do it. You have to believe in yourself. And please learn how to sell yourself very well. I see so many people who are VAs make posts on LinkedIn. It's not your personal brand matters. The way you present yourself matters. I don't know how to say this. I'm not a personal brand coach, but I know that so many people are doing it wrongly out there. It's either they are posting wrongly, posting irrelevant content, or you're not screening your content very well. There are grammatical errors. As a virtual assistant, you cannot be showing yourself like that, because part of the things you are doing is crafting emails on behalf of your service users, your clients, sending those emails out, checking that their accounts are okay. You can't be missing out on details. You have to be detail oriented, and it starts from you. Why would you be sending out posts on LinkedIn that you haven't checked with Grammarly? Grammarly has free basic version. Check it on Grammarly, correct your grammatical errors before you put it out there. So your personal brand is very important. How do you show up? What kind of pictures do you post there? I know that LinkedIn has loosened up a bit, but that doesn't warrant you to post just wake up and post a picture. Screen what you're posting. It's a professional platform after all. If you want to do picture contests, you can go to Facebook and Instagram. We have platforms for that. Know what you post on LinkedIn, because that's the most professional sites we know. So yeah, your personal brand matters. So yes, believe in yourself and you are good to go.
That was very insightful. I think we can go all day. I think we can talk all day. I feel like you are such a vessel of wisdom, especially because you have been through it all. For you to make it to where you are right now, I feel like you have been through a lot of things. I don't know if our participants have any questions that they feel that maybe you haven't answered. I personally feel like you have said so much, and there's so much that you have given us already. But Anita, maybe you can see if we have some questions from our participants.
Okay, just give me a moment. Thank you so much, Esther, our power mom, super mom, and super VA. Thank you for the valuable insight. So I'm going to jump into the Q&A.
Okay.
Okay. Here, the Q&A session. Yeah, on my when you're ready. Okay. Okay. Okay, so here's remember to drop your questions on the Slido link, and then we'll try and address as many as we can. So Esther, this is one saying that, what does a career path as a freelance virtual assistant look like? What does a senior VA do in the long run?
Okay, first of all, like I said before, VA is quite broad, and it depends on your area of interest. Basically, it depends on your area of interest. Initially, when I started, I remember before I took the ALX program, I remember I was looking for data entry jobs online. The concept of VA is not known to me then. So because I've always liked to work with data, I like Excel so much. So I would always be looking for data entry jobs online. I wasn't finding any. And then during the COVID-19, I discovered the term VA. I'm like, virtual assistant, I think this is something I should. And it even encompasses so many skills. I can do a lot of things. I know I can do basic design. I can do this. I can do that. So starting out as a VA, there's quite a lot of things that you can do. And if you're having that you're having issues with niching down at first, I think you should just start with the basics in VA, and then find courses in virtual assistants. Like you're already doing this with ALX. So in the course of this program, ALX touched different areas. You know the area that you enjoyed most. Is it the project management area? Is it the data entry area? Is it the personal management area, personal managing area? Like any area that you feel like you can do. I have a friend that the only thing she does as a VA is to manage people's life. If it's wearing a remote job, you can call her a personal assistant. So she ensures that her service that wakes up on time, go attend all her meetings, and during the meetings, she's moderating via Zoom. There are softwares. There is this software on Google Slides that she can in her house be moderating the meeting, be clicking the slides, and her service user is explaining and doing all of the things and taking charge of the meeting. And then she ensures that all that the service user buys, her purchases and everything that comes to her email, that she arranges it, checks the her inbox, manages her accounts, makes sure that everything is balanced and all of that. So there is a lot you can do. And as you go up as a senior virtual assistant, that is, for me, that's when you decide to niche down. If you go to my Upwork, you're going to see virtual assistants quite all right, but you're going to see customer support because that's what I'm based in. And because Upwork allows us to have different profiles, you might see social media manager. It's been a while. I've not checked Upwork in the past 1 year since I relocated, but when I was active there, I would always make sure that my profile is talking about my niche because there are so many virtual assistants out there. So either I did business development at some point, that is helping people find their clients online, helping businesses to find their clients online. I think that was the first job I did, yes, as a virtual assistant, growth assistant, reaching out on LinkedIn on behalf of a business. So you reach out to people on LinkedIn to pitch your service users business to them. So I was using Sales Navigator. So as a senior virtual assistant, you have niched down. You have said, okay, this is what I want to do. You may not be that customer support person that went through a degree to get your certificate and also acquire the skills, but you have done it by experience. You've seen that this is what you want to go into, this is what you want to do. You are a VA, quite all right, but your niche is this, or you can even have three niches, so long as it's not just general virtual assistant that does everything. Yeah, it's good to start from there, but at some point you have to niche down. So the career path is quite broad. It is governed or controlled by your area of interest. You don't just do everything haphazardly. If you do it that way for a long time, you might start being redundant because you're not making headway. You're just doing this and doing that and doing that. But growing in the career, taking more courses and focusing on one niche helps you, channel your energy in one place or two places or three places, and also growing in that place.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. So we have another question. So it says, just a moment, let me go to it. So can a virtual assistant work as a live chat assistant? If yes, what does it entail?
Yeah, sure. You can work as a live chat assistant, but then you also have to show that you can. The job just entails doing it. And I haven't done a live chat assistant before, but I know someone who has done it. I know that as a live chat assistant, you have to be you have to know, first of all, the product of the company, because the reason people use live chat is because maybe they went to a website and they're having issues that they're not able to navigate, and then they click the live chat option and start to ask questions. So I think it's part of customer service. You have customer service skills, and then most importantly, you have to have people skills, because you must know how to relate to people. When it comes to customer service, that's one of the most humbling jobs I've done. People will insult you, and worse if you're doing phone support, because then you hear their voice, they will speak to you directly. If it is via live chat or via email, people can just type away, and you choose to take it how you want to take it. You can just read it and go. Than when someone is calling you idiot on the phone, like, why is your product not working? All of you are a bunch of blah 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 blah. So as a live chat person, you have to have people skills. You have to know how to, in whatever language you're using, whether it is English, your native language, or French, whatever language your service user is using, you have to be competent and conversant in it, because you must respond to people people from different walks of life using the product. So yeah, have customer service skills and be a people person.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So let me just take let me see. Let's just take like 2 more questions. So this is how did you transition from being a general administrative assistant into the tech role? So this person would like to know like maybe just a game plan or the project plan.
Okay, so initially, in the beginning, I did not have a project plan. Honestly, I did not. So that was in 2022 when I took the ALX Virtual Assistant program. And after the program, I started applying for jobs, virtual assistant jobs. But I've always known within me that I could do customer service. I could do anything related to data. And I started, like I told you, I started taking social media management course back then. And I was quite good with social media, but not digital marketing because that's a whole lot. Just managing people's social media accounts, which so many businesses needed at that point. In fact, until now, if they need it, they need someone to help them, manage their Instagram, their Facebook, Pinterest, and all of those social media platforms. So these 3 were my area of focus. Not like I said in the beginning that this 3 is what I'm going to do. No, I started out as general virtual assistant, took the course, was confused at some point. What would I do? Then I started taking courses, and then at some point I got a job, like I said, and that was from the room growth assistant. So I helped my clients manage their LinkedIn and reach out to people on LinkedIn for their business, now source for clients for them. And as I was doing that, I was still taking online courses. I never ever stopped taking online courses because I got a job or anything. I continued to take my courses, and after a while, after doing the job for a while, the contract ended. I got another job on Upwork. So my interest and the jobs I was doing kind of directed my path. So when I got the next job, it was also customer service, but I was handling the client's Stripe account. The person sells courses online in the US, and also their emails and every other thing. And then there was another client that was helping manage, do sort of project management work. So all of these guided me. And in all of that, I was working with data. At the end of the day, I do some analysis. And so it kept my interest in the job. And it also fueled my interest to pursue a course in a career in data science, data analytics at first, though, before I went into data science. I found out that it was better for me. So yeah, your interests, what you can do with passion, something that when you are doing it, you won't feel like this is work. And that was what even fueled my interest in tech at first, because I don't like to do anything manual. I like to work with my brain. I like mentally tasking works. So anything that I have to do with the system, I have to do with softwares, just leave it for me. So that was why I went in search of remote working and upskilling myself. And then from the jobs I was getting and my areas of interest, things that I like to do, it's helped me channel my energy into the jobs I applied for and the jobs I did. And again, how I chose to pursue my career in data science.
Okay, thank you. So everyone, as you heard, Esther, lifelong learning. So it's very important, keep learning. There are new things to learn. Don't just, stay on one, just because you have a job, you're not learning new things. So this question, how do you make I think Esther already touched on that when she was speaking. So this other question is asking that, do you offer mentorship to, anyone that needs assistance?
The thing is, I do have like a group. So when I got my first job, not my first job, when I at the point where I was getting tired of doing virtual assistant work, when I started aiming higher, I had a platform where I taught people how to become a virtual assistant, because I kept on getting, Esther, where did you learn? Where did you learn? ALX has stopped doing virtual assistant programs. So I took it upon myself to do these trainings, which ran for about 7 months. I had students monthly. We still have the community, but to offer one-on-one mentorship, I'm not even able to do it for my students now because I'm so locked in my program and I have to do well. So for now, I don't offer any kind of personal mentorship or anything. When people come to me with direct questions, I answer them. Like there are questions that when somebody asks you, you know that yes, they have done their research and they really need this. Maybe it's a question of getting someone with experience to answer it for them. Yeah, I'll answer. Yeah, that's it. I don't offer like specialized mentorships for now. No. But if you have questions, just feel free to reach out on LinkedIn and I'll do my best to answer you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so great questions so far. So we can see the questions. We'll try as much as possible, maybe offline. If you have more questions, you heard Esther is willing to assist you. You can reach out to her on LinkedIn. So thank you all for your questions. So the next thing, let's just on the chat session, let's share like a key takeaway in the chat. So what stood out to you today? So if we can drop that in the comment section. Okay. So just like one key takeaway that, stood out to you. Let me go through them. Okay, let's see. Okay, be a good listener. Yeah, lifelong learning, very important. Growth mindset, resilience. Yeah, resilience, very important. And that's like one of our chair values. So resilience, never give up. Okay, you need, okay. We'll share Esther's LinkedIn. Let's see. Don't stop learning, keep upskilling, adaptability, be proactive. Nice. I see we're all listening. Yeah, growth mindset, personal branding, interesting key takeaways. So I see we've been listening. Okay, so now I'll go to Antla. So Antla will take us through the next steps and announcements.
Thank you so much, Esther, for joining us. And I see that on the chat that a lot of people have taken a lot of insights and they were listening and they were paying attention. So I'm really happy about that. We are really at this point racing against time. So I would like us to move on to the announcements for our participants. I don't think that we have anything for Esther. I think that is it. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope the participants keep on reaching out or actually interacting with your post on LinkedIn or following you or just following you to like learn something too. Yeah. I hope you do. I hope you reach out. I hope that you check out her LinkedIn. And yes, so if we have nothing else for Esther, I think we should go to the announcements.
Okay, yeah, just before I go, thank you. I can give my vote of thanks.
Yeah, you can do that. Please
All
do
right.
that.
So thank you for having me. I really enjoyed coming on this session and speaking about my experiences. And something I want to leave everyone with is when you're feeling down, there is this song that I like to listen to so much. The name of the song is If You Believe. Yeah, by Strive to Be. That's the artist. If You Believe by Strive to Be. So just listen to it, try to understand what it's saying, assimilate it, ponder over it, ruminate over the words, and I think you will be fine. You will be fine. Just believe in yourself all the time. Thank you so much and have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you so much, Esther. Bye.
Thank you so much,
Yep.
Esther.
Okay, let's go through the announcements really quick. She will provide all the answers that you need for any program